Hello everyone and welcome to my next car, the Volkswagen ID Polo.
This video is brought to you by A Better Route Planner, the route planner for EVs. Hundreds of cars are supported. Choose your configuration, plan your route with the charging network that you want to prefer or charging networks that you want to avoid. If you're a premium member, you can use real-time weather forecast and traffic information, and you can also use A Better Route Planner in your car with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Use the link in the description to support the channel and use A Better Route Planner Premium for 30 days for free.
We knew all the specs of this car already before, but now we have really the production version here. We can have several different colors, a yellow and a red, which look really cool, but I don't think I will get that. We have two different battery sizes. One is a LFP, one is an NMC battery with up to double LTP range of 450 kilometers. We have three motors, all front wheel drive. I put the numbers all in here so you can see. Charging with a peak of 100 kilowatt. Volkswagen says 25 minutes from 10 to 80%. With this car we also get illuminated logos, and I love them, in the front and in the rear, and the light overall, the design looks really great in the front as well. We have a beautiful trunk that you have to do manually, no frunk. We have a second floor which is gigantic. When you have the Harman Kardon sound system, so a subwoofer, then you have a bit less space, but it's really deep in here. Awesome. Do we have a 12-volt outlet? I don't see. No? Door handles are the same in the front as in the ID3, and when you have the keyless entry you can also lock it here. But in the rear we have opening like this. On the rear seats, this seat is in my position. I'm 180 centimeters tall, 6 feet, and I can fit. I'm sitting a bit upright, I need the headrest up. I'm touching into this seat, and when you have, this is the normal seats, you can have better seats as well, and these are a bit harder, but these are very soft, so it's not a problem, but it's still more comfortable to do it like this. This is a smaller car than an ID3, so totally acceptable. By the way, the door you open with this, which is really cool. You have window opening here, extra pocket. In the other seats you also have a pocket here, two USB-Cs and two little pockets, one for a phone and for something else. The normal lights, you can have of course a glass roof, which this car here doesn't have. No middle armrest here in the back. Headroom, I have a tiny bit, which is cool for a car like that. So again, these are not I don't know if they're called premium seats, but so these are manual adjustable, and you can have electric seats as well, also with massage function. And they're different now. Before you had two memory seats, the two spots to save your seat position. Now we have three, and the massage function is an extra button on the side. In the door we have the same door opening. We have four window opening, close, lock the windows in the back. Of course, mirror adjustment, locking and unlocking. Another pocket which is bigger than in the back. Light control, but not, and the same where it goes a bit darker, and when you put your hand close it gets a bit brighter. You can just adjust the lights, not the defogging of the front or the rear, which is now in the middle. Of course, the steering wheel is adjusted manually as before. On the left we have a normal wiper control that we have right now as well in Volkswagen, where you have the rear control, press the button on the side for one-time wiping, and it's a different wiper, not like the ID3 like this, it's the normal one like in the ID7. We only have two sensitivity steps for the rain sensor. We have the same gear selector. When you go into D, you have no regen or automatic regen, and in B, you have the strongest regen. And in the settings, you now have a one pedal drive, and you can put it to standard or strong. And in strong, it means that it will bring you to a standstill, which is really cool. I love that. On the steering wheel, we have volume control on the left. We have all our cruise control and steering assist. And when you press it, you also have normal cruise control. That means no adaptiveness. That means you can just drive 130 even if there's a car in front of you and drive into it. The seat belts cannot be adjusted in height, by the way. On the right, we have voice control, we have steering wheel heater, next previous song, we have left, right, which we're gonna do in a second. This changes your cockpit, and view, the same, changes your cockpit. Up and down, I only found a function for the map, which we're gonna go in a second. We have a nice screen, which is not gigantic size, but I'm used to my ID7 screen, so of course, we have our climate down here, but we're gonna go through this all in a second. And we have a few buttons where you can change this stuff as well, which is cool. And in the middle, a volume knob, and when you press it, it's mute, and when you press it long for 3 seconds, it will stand by your display, and if you press it for 10 seconds, it will reset the whole display, so restart it all. We have wireless charging and an extra pocket, 2 cup holders. Under here we have 2 USB-Cs and an extra pocket, and then a deep pocket in here. We have light and mirrors here, up here, of course the normal lights, and the adjustment for the roof, for the glass roof if you want that. Of course, a little glove box and the adjustment for the air. And we have handles on only on the front seat, not in the rear. By the way, if you want to know what's happening behind the scenes, I have a third YouTube channel, Behind the Battery, where I'm vlogging. So if I get a car, what's happening with the car, if there are any news and anything happening, really awesome. Let's go through the cockpit. So like I said, you have a view button here, and then left, right, up and down. When you have this view, the left and right button will change this side here from your instant consumption, average consumption. OK button go through since charge, since start, and long distance. And then to the right, you get your time and your kilometers, your map, which when you press OK, by the way, you can stop it, or when you have home and work, you can select those. And then for the phone, if you have your phone connected and press OK, you can have all of your phone numbers in here and change those. And then you can have music, where then when you go up and down, OK, you can change what you're listening to. And then when you press the view button, so right now you can see here the speed, digital speed, your odometer, lane assist, state of charge, range, and then here you see the power or the regen. When you press view, you get to this view. On the right, the same thing. Up here you would see then the regen and the power, and here your drive mode, the time and the outside temperature. Press again view, we get to the map. So you have your speed limit here, and here again you can go through, but you only see the top thing from the consumption. And now you have the map here in the 3D view, and when you press up, you're zooming in and out. But when you press OK, you have auto zoom, which right now would be totally stupid. But we're also not navigating somewhere. And then you can zoom in. Oh my God. View again, and then you get to the retro design. It's the same as the first one, just in this different design, and you have your consumption and everything. I thought it's in the middle, but I guess it's not there because it didn't have it back in the day. And then press again, and we're at the start. Under the main display, I can adjust the temperature here and the airflow here, put it into auto, can have the AC on, my hazards, then recirculation, maximum defrost in the front, in the rear, and then the temperature for the passenger. Temperature, like I said, you can do it on the button, or you press it here and then change it here. Up to you. It will go away in a second. We have the same as in the old ID cars. Here you see all of your climate, AC max, AC air care, steering wheel heater. You have options in here, and steering wheel heater, seat heating, depending on how cold it is, can turn it off. Where should the air go? Stationary air conditioning, so if you want to preheat your car, set your temperature, what time, automatic window heating, you can do what seat heater should be on, turn it on now if you want to. Then we have the seat. You can have a massage. This car now doesn't have the massage, but you can have it here. Seat heater is here. Of course, the sound what you hear you can turn off. Then you can change these 2 buttons and these 3 buttons for the climate, and then these 4 buttons up here you can put other stuff in here. And then for the main display you can change all of this. You can have a different design, 2 designs, more pages. For example, here we have now the shop manual. Can have different stuff in here, which is really cool. For the small stuff you can have other things and go through all of this stuff, which is so cool. We have our typical favorites that you can change. Then we have our vehicle menu, which you can have your lane assist, speed warning, other things. And up here, for example, you can have assist. And assist is now a bit different. We have favorites. We have 5 favorites in here. So when you go through all the stuff, there's a heart button, the same as in Audi. And then you can just go and give it a heart. And then when you go to assist to the front, then you have it here in your favorite. And for example, acoustic speed warning off, lane assist off, driver attention. Can do that very, very fast, which is really nice. I like that a lot. Drive mode we have here, up here, navigation. When you want to your settings, you go here. This is now different. This is split off. We have vehicle, lights, display, seats, and service. Wipers is the same as before. Why do you go back? Stay here. Mirrors. You have to do like this. And then we have external, the brakes, electric drive, now 1 pedal drive, standard or high. System performance, this is the 99 kilowatt version. And then we have locking, unlocking, all doors, lock the mirrors. This car doesn't even have keyless entry. Driving school, which is interesting. Rear seat, remember, I don't know what that is. Maybe gives you a warning that you don't leave anyone in the back. And that's all our settings. Then we have light, our ID light, of course. Exterior light settings, the same. Display brightness. Seat air conditioning, and the service. Then by the apps we have, of course, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, but now since this is ID software 6.0, and by the way you can see that in the settings. Where are the settings? There you are. And system and about ID software 6.0. And we have charging, we have optimized to preheat the battery, the same as we knew. Charge limit, of course. The shop doesn't work right now, but we have gaming, we have extra, we have Teams in here. We have like I said, the shop doesn't work right now, but we have karaoke, we have YouTube, we have Spotify, which is really cool. That is awesome, because this is now Android based. And then we have, of course, the navigation, and the navigation has something that's really cool. When you navigate to somewhere, you can go in here and say, not this one, was it this? So vehicle route planner, you can of course set the charge limit it should do, and then when you go to preferences, you can go which charging network it should use and prioritize or neutral or avoid. And for example, for me, Ionity or EMBW or Fastnet or Aral Pulse, so it will use this for the navigation. And when you are navigating somewhere, let's navigate to Stockholm. It will show the state of charge at arrival, the kilometers, all the charging stops. It didn't do the charging stops. Did I not turn that on? Stops. Yes, I did. Where are my charging stops? Are they here? Huh? I don't think you can make that. It says I have 1,000 kilometers of range. Okay, that's why. But the infotainment system looks really cool. I like it. So I'm very excited about the ID Polo. Again, this will be my next car in September when this car comes out. It has so many features, the same back in the day with the ID3, where small car had already amazing features, and this as well. It's not much different than my ID7. It's instead of seat ventilation and cooling, and of course it won't be that comfortable. Front wheel drive, we'll see how that is. By the way, I've seen different tires. This one here is 215 tires, 18 inch. Outside there's one with 19 inch and 225 width, which is very interesting. But we'll see how it drives then in a few months. I'm very excited. I want to see how the front wheel drive is. I know it's gonna be almost as comfortable or even the same as an ID3, which is amazing, but not like an ID7. But still, this is a great car. I can't wait. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BetterLife1, but that's it for me. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.